Hello, welcome to the CRL Show. I'm Paul Arandale.
I'm Geoff Stevenson.
Another big weekend of rugby league. I seem to repeat myself each week.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Yeah, we got through unscathed. There's no real wet weather to talk about.
No.
If you're joining us for the first time, thanks, welcome. Hopefully you stick around for a little bit longer. You can either watch this on the BarTV Sports website or on YouTube. Also, if you prefer to listen, you go to Spotify and Apple Play or whatever it's called. But there's a few different ways you can listen to us, watch us, whatever. But yeah, thanks for your support and supporting Country Rugby League.
Yeah, for sure.
Mate, did you get out anywhere on the weekend?
I did, actually. I went on a bit of a road trip out west.
Right.
I usually go up and down the coast, or I stick close to home, but went out Saturday to Dunedoo to watch Castle Ray League and also to watch Mendooran's second ever game. Since they've come back. So we got there early and watched them go down in the dying minutes to the Canberra Bears at Mendooran. I think they were up by 16 points and they got run down, unfortunately. And then the later game was the Dunedoo Swans versus the Canberra, and it was another close game. The Swans got up and then headed down to Orange for the Orange Derby, the Orange Crush. I like to
Orange
call it.
Crush.
Yes. Yeah. With Wade Park, I seen photos. It was very, very strange. It's like they'd watered just the field, I guess, this time of year. They're saving the water. So the field was this beautiful, like fluoro green. And then just like millimetres past the dead ball line, it was all brown. Like,
I think an old greenkeeper's trick, they get the frosts out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit like you start going a bit grey. You see those people that put a bit of colour in the groundsman out there might be putting a bit of colour in the...
It could have. Well, it might make sense. Maybe they cover it and the frosts are protected, the ground's protected, and then the outside of the playing field, they just let it be frosty.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was frosty. It was very cold out there. Yeah. I'd hate to think... I don't know if it's ever snowed during an Orange game, but during the game. But I'd love to. I thought it could have gone close if we had the right weather.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It was fantastic.
No, I was caught a couple of local games on the weekend, very close. Central won 5 in a row, keeping their finals hopes alive, knocking on the door now, the top 5. Yeah,
they've been humming along, and it's like one of those teams that you always sort of feel like they've got potential. They're getting close every year, and then they might fade away a little bit at this time of year. So whatever's happening there now, Adam Beveridge has got that working, that late season push, because it's great to have a few wins early in the year, but you don't want to be fading away at this time of year. So credit to them.
Yeah, a couple other sort of key moments from the weekend too. Picked up down Canberra. The two Queanbeyan teams are starting to really flex their muscle. Both had big wins on the weekend. The halfback for the Blues, Dylan McLaughlin, he had an outstanding game. And Queanbeyan Kangaroos notched up 50 again. Kane Anderson got a hat-trick and Lucas Thompson 22 points. So
it's fantastic. I mean, early days, but it'd be an amazing Queanbeyan Grand Final, all Queanbeyan Grand Final. Looking ahead, and Kane Anderson, he's a sort of like played in the Newcastle comp, played in the country championships earlier in the year, and headed down to Canberra with aspirations of emulating or I don't know, what do you call it? Not emulating his brother, but
hopes and dreams.
Doing as well as his brother Grant, who's now sort of bumbling around in the NRL. But good on him. Yeah, he's playing well down there too.
A couple other sort of interesting things out of the weekend. Group 7, couple of nail biters. Gerringong getting over Shell Harbour by 1 in the last minute of play. Shell Harbour still sit top though, and the other one was the Kiama Albion Park match. They couldn't be separated. So it's the closest comp I reckon Group 7's had in years, like anyone from 1 to 5. Jamboroo's knocking on the door to get into the 5, but two Shell Harbour clubs, Kiama Albion Park and Gerringong, can't separate them really.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is some of those teams who we aren't mentioning there can throw upsets in quite easily this year. Like Berry's done that a bit this year, and Albion Park and teams like that. So there's no easy games. I know that's a cliche, but like these guys are fighting it for the top. But the lower teams, there aren't easy beats in the comp at all this year. So and make it very interesting heading in the back end of the year.
And another one was the Gold Coast, Helensvale v Runaway Bay. What an entertaining game that was. Go back, check the mini game. 30 all it ended up with, and Helensvale were down, scored the try, and then Campbell Piriri, I hope I've pronounced that right. I've probably butchered it. Sorry, Campbell, but kicking a great goal from the sideline to level it up, and he let the crowd know too that
Well, what footy dreams are made of, and good on Helensvale. They've had some hard seasons in the past few years, but they're doing really well.
Yeah. Just another sort of little moment from the weekend. This has got nothing to do with rugby league at all, but we like mascots.
Yeah.
We like Kyogle turkeys. That's probably one of the greatest names ever of rugby league. But just down south of Newcastle, Crowlers Bay Crabs had a mascot. And you can see on the screen now the players walking out too, also in what do you call it? Dinner jackets.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
With the crab in the middle. I like the walkouts. They make it very prim and proper, but the crab, that's the icing on the cake, isn't it?
I love how mascots, particularly that crab, they always look happy. So even if Crowlers Bay went down, he always had a smile on the face, that crab, like he was never disappointed. So the challenge is out there for all you clubs. Get your mascots, get them out of the I know Cessnock have one, the Goanna. I always see that pop up in grand final times, but bring out just a regular fixture. And I want to know if there are ones that don't have mascots, I want them created.
Yeah.
I don't have a budget. You got to do it yourself. And I've always wanted to see, I've talked about this amongst non-league people, like I want to see what a golden googer is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you heard about Breorina. Breorina's team are called the Golden Googers.
Yeah.
And there's a mascot on the logo, and it looks a little bit like a dinosaur. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what it is. But the town embraces it. They call them Googer Town. They call them Googer Town. The opposition say, we're heading to Googer Town.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Googer is. And it's one of those things you would think in these days, no matter, even with like Country Rugby League, like small teams, that you could Google something and get the answer.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the internet about what a Googer is. You can Google Googer and all your life, and there is no... I have no idea what a golden googer is. So, anyone that knows, please, write the comment down below. Do whatever you need to do to let us know what a golden googer is. The next level would be to have one as a mascot walking out.
Yes.
The famous golden googer. So, and anyone who's got photos of their mascots of any variety, I think it'd be great to see. Send them in.
Yeah, love to see what a dirty red looks like.
Yes, a dirty red.
Carina, they have the problem that they got two mascots. They got a panther and a tiger. So they got to work out. And a ghost. Grafton could actually say that their mascot's there every week. We just can't see it. So,
I'd love to see. Actually, Grafton fans could do this. Could you just get a bed sheet and just stand on the hill, like, woo, doing those ones? Because that's about as good as I could do with it when I was trying to make a ghost come alive when I was a kid. So maybe they could just do that, get a really decent white bread sheet and have someone walk out with some white dots in the eyes and stuff like that. So
good stuff.
Fantastic. But some of the mascots, you think, what would they do? A Subaru.
So,
I guess it's a kangaroo, but, is he like a,
See, for years there, I thought it was the car.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah. Well, they could just go and do a few burnouts in the car park with an old Holden.
We can't sort of continue on without talking about the elephant in the room. That jersey, Geoff, is absolutely brilliant.
I was going to say, I want to introduce you to my new fiancée. I wasn't sure whether you can marry a jersey, but look, the Crookwell Green Devils, they were fantastic. They got this to me. This is we've been talking about. Cobra Apparel are a company that are making retro jerseys. So I think it's more an infomercial here about if anybody wants to. Cobra Apparel aren't paying us yet. You can sponsor us.
Yeah.
But I think if you're sort of a little club and you want to kind of do a retro jersey, because they're doing one for Wagga Brothers as well as
I got the Grenfell one. I'll have that on the screen.
And so it's all legit. Long arms, it's all cloth, collar, button.
It looks fantastic.
Real logos. I was chit-chatting away with them online when I kind of responded and said they watch the show. They're friends of the show, I think, the old the Green Devils. So they actually said there's a lot more merch coming out, or it's out. So I think some of these clubs, you can only buy it for a certain period of time and then they run out. I think they're good, Crookwell, with purchasing it right now. So get online. They're a small club, tiny town. There's a Crookwell Witch. Have you heard about the Crookwell Witch? No, that's an old story that there's this witch that sort of haunts Crookwell. But people can elaborate on it. Maybe the Crookwell people watching now going, he's full of shit. This isn't a thing. I don't know.
It's probably a J-up story. Maybe.
But I like the witch. It's meant to sort of look after the town, but all it seems to do is put hexes on opposition rugby league teams. Doesn't worry about curing any diseases. Doesn't worry about looking after the town. It looks after teams coming into the town to get smashed.
Makes sense. They've got a devil. Now they've got a witch.
Yeah, exactly. And a green devil. There's another mascot we want to see dressed up. But love it. It's it looks the same on the back. But I just man, retro jerseys, retro country rugby league jerseys, absolutely loving it.
All right, we better get into some results on the weekend. But there was a lot to get through there at the start. We go to NRRL round 12. Kyogle and Evans Head had a 24-all draw. Casino over Lower Clarence 20-14. Mullumbimby 30-16 over Belambor. That's an upset. Coogin 54-8 over Byron Bay. Murwillumbah went down to Maris Brothers 34-28, Ballina 24-10 over Tweed Coast, and finally Tweed Heads 32-12 over Northern United. Again, it was the black jerseys again clashing each other.
Yeah, a little bit like last week. Canberra round 13, Gungahlin defeated Gas 36 points to 18. Belcourt close game here. Tuggeranong defeated Belcon United 30 points to 28. Queanbeyan Kangaroos, they were comfortable against Woden Valley 58-8. Close game here too for the Blues. Queanbeyan defeated West Bell 34-22 with Goulburn City at the bye.
Newcastle round 13. Curry 22-14 over Lakes. Wyong 26-14 over Northern Hawks. Cessnock 28-12 over Macquarie Scorpions. And Sunday saw Central 28-12 over Souths, Maitland West, and the entrants had the bye.
Illawarra round 5. This is a catch-up game after some wet weather early in the year. Corrimal defeated De La Salle. That's a big game there. 36 points to 0. The Collies defeated Thrill 40 points to 12. And West took care of Dapto 22 points to 6.
Group 7, round 7 catch-up. I think I say round 7 each week for Group 7, but actually got it right this time. Milton Ulladulla went down to Jamberoo 26-12. Gerringong 13-12 over Shell Harbour. Nowra, in a close one, went down to Berry 30-24, well done to the Magpies. And Albion Park and Kiama had a 14-all draw.
Knock-on effect cups of great footy on the weekend there. In round 19, Newcastle defeated South 36 points to 24. Newtown defeated Manly 26 points to 24. The Warriors won against West 22-14. Penrith went down to Parramatta 26-20. North 50-0 against Canterbury. And St George Illawarra defeated Sydney 28-18.
Bit of surprise that result, the Bears and the Bulldogs.
That was, Jesus. Maybe it's that feeling, NRL's coming back for them. They're feeling it at the moment.
Yep, out of hibernation. Harvey Norman Premiership round 2 saw Canterbury 12-10 over the West Tigers. The Mounties 46-22 over Cronulla. Illawarra 22-12 over Parramatta. Newcastle 40-6 over Wentworthville, and the Central Coast 22-12 over St George. And Penrith and Souths had a 22-all draw.
Jersey Flegg round 19. Things are getting serious end of the year. Cronulla defeated Manly 48 points to 18. The Warriors went down. This was a game I was going to talk about actually. 44 points to 42. The Warriors defeated West, which is a remarkable score. Canberra 34 points to 6 against the Silktails. Penrith defeated Para 40 points to 16. Melbourne 34 to 26 against Canterbury. Souths 18-10 against Newcastle, and Sydney 38-12 against St George Illawarra.
I've been asked if I'd seen any of that Warriors-West Tigers game, and I'm yet to see it, but apparently it was a thrilling finish.
Well, the mini game must go forever if you actually just splice every try into the mini game. It goes for maybe as long as the game.
Probably. Where are we? Ron Massey Cup round 15. St Mary's 36-24 over the Mounties. Canterbury 38-24 over Blacktown Workers. Ryde Eastwood 42-14 over Penrith Brothers, and Wentworthville 42-22 over Hills Bulls.
Now, and up to Brizzy, round 15. West defeated South 46 points to 14. Carina 40 points to 18 against Wynnum. And Redcliffe in a close one, 28-22 against Logan.
Gold Coast, that's round 12 up there. Another big win for Burleigh, 82-0 over poor old Southport. Tugun 32-12 over Currumbin, and the game we just mentioned moments ago, Helensvale and Runaway Bay 30-all.
Yeah, fantastic. Ipswich round 9. We've got North's Tigers defeated Fassifern 58 points to 16. Ipswich Jets 58-18 against West End, and Redback Plains 60 points to 18 against Brothers.
Yeah, just a few of the results on BarTV from the weekend. Some cracking games. If you just on it, we've got around the groups coming up shortly. I don't know why I'm mentioning this now. I could mention it in around the groups, but obviously there's a lot of competitions that aren't covered on BarTV. Think of Group 20, Group 16 for Peter McDonald Premiership, etc. If you've got any news on those comps, you want it to be shared on the CRL, whether it's your Ladies' Day, Old Boys' Day, or just something, a milestone. Let us know. We're more than happy to share it, promote it on the CRL show. So just something to think about in the future. Yeah,
throw it out there, because I'm always looking for stuff, and there's great stuff out there. Sometimes I find some interesting tidbits of news, but it's the event's already been on, and I go, oh man, I missed it. They're pointing in our direction.
Yep. All right, we've got some trials of the week, some absolute crackers, some interesting ones this week. Here are the tries of the week. First up, we've got the unknown player from the Northern United Dirrawongs, little chip and chase, Hezekiah McKenzie picking up the fullback. Steps, stops, dances, just absolutely bamboozles the defence and popping up, backing up. It's almost an intercept, but they got the try in the end.
Great finish.
Where are we? Try 2 is Keanu Ray, South Sydney Rabbitohs. Have a look at the pace of this. I love tries from your own 20. Yeah. Even better when you run very close to the sideline. I'm not sure what Keanu Ray's background is, but I reckon she might have a bit of a sprinting background because
you got faster in the last 10 metres. So how can you do that?
Where are we off to next? Dakaya Bulatakini. I've butchered that. I'm sorry, Dakaya. But Gungal and Bulls again attacking from their own 20 and just backing up here. The centres running away, but man, the blonde locks.
Yeah,
and the dive at the end also coming up here. We think he might wind himself here just a little with that dive.
That's a nice injury to have.
Yeah. Good try. Matt Simon, Macquarie Scorpions. There's the Simon brothers here involved, the fullback here. And then fullback does well. Matty Simon on the outside, who started the play, backing up and scoring in there. Scored some great tries in this reserve grade game.
Yeah, cracker jack.
And finally, Anthony Evans, Beerwood Bulldogs. This is remarkable try. I just don't know what's going on here. Just a simple catch. Now, the fullback here spinning around. How he's not dizzy, but manages to plant the ball straight on the chest of Anthony Evans. That's just fantastic.
I almost feel like with that one, you need one of those like Looney Tunes background sort of noises as he spins. Like it's so comical.
Was it pin the tail on the donkey when you spin around, then you've got to try and get it. Well, I mean, that kick just perfectly placed. I
think so. He would have kicked it. I certainly wouldn't be sure whether the player's kicked was onside, because he would have been. Which one am I facing here? Is he like 2 metres in front of the kid in front of me, or is he 3 metres behind me, or whatever? But great finish.
All right. Before we get around the groups, I'll just quickly say BarTV's privilege. We've got some French under-19s rugby league. They're touring at the moment. So you're probably watching this now, and they're playing the West Tigers as we're as we're going to air, maybe Tuesday, and then they've got the Knights on Saturday. So we've got French games coming up against a couple of the under-18s development teams. So tune in if you want to see the future of French rugby league, maybe the future of West Tigers and the Newcastle Knights. Tune in to BarTV. Yeah,
and good on BarTV. I could talk all day about international rugby league, but good on the French. I mean, you talk about the right time to be scouted and stuff like that. You know, there might be some, not just the top professional NRL-esque types, but, you know, if you're a decent country rugby league club, you watch the BarTV and think, gee, some of those French players, you know, if they're interested enough, they're pretty young now, but, you know, these are guys that might want to finish school and go on a gap year or stuff like that. Why not go to a gap year to Wagga or something? Or, you know.
Yeah, maybe carries after a couple. Paul Stringer up there, you get a couple on board. There's was it curry hot French bread, whatever it's called.
It's really good. It's really good too, apparently.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, but
French hot bread shop there is.
Yeah. But it's sort of like one of those ones. Good on BarTV too, because there's a lot of rugby league that goes on, so things get lost in the kind of like the fog of it all. And these French teams have been coming out here pretty regularly, you know, for sort of like middle of winter, middle of rugby league season. Great time of year to be watching it and fans going out and watching it, and there's teams to play. You know, like the good on the Tigers and good on the Knights for providing a team for them. But yeah, it could be easily have just missed. It's not really just the socials is where I've seen this. There's been no broad coverage of the French, the young French guys coming out. So it's really great that BarTV can show it. You don't just hear about it, you can watch it.
Yeah. Typical rugby league, though, forgetting to promote stuff. But anyway, they're doing a good job. They've got enough on their plate.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into around the group.
Right, now, there's a bit of stuff going on. There's something I completely missed, so it's remiss of me to miss it, but there's a brand new rugby league club was born.
Right.
Or played their first game on the weekend, the Bendigo Crushers.
Bendigo Crushers. That's
I love the Crushers name they've gone with, but
please tell me they're going for the blue and beer colour.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. I think it's a darker blue. I've got a photo of it. I should look it up, and I'll put it up on the screen then, so you guys will probably know this more than I do. But they had a trial game or an exhibition game, they called it, against Sunbury. So I guess their intention is to obviously play in the NRL Victoria system, probably in the Melbourne comp. Like Bendigo would be playing in that kind of area. They really want more players, so they've kind of played this exhibition game, and I think they're now trying to say, hey, if you like what you see and you're from Bendigo or around the area, come out, and they said, doesn't matter if you've never played before, we'll find you a way of being a part of the team. Yeah. It might be that you know, just train with us for a while and try it out and go, oh, look, it's not for me, or you might try it out and think, I am a gun fullback, and go from there. But they had their first game, and admirably, they played Sunbury, and they lost 54-24, so it wasn't at least complete flogging.
Yeah, at least 4 tries there.
What I love about this stat, John Whittle was the first try scorer for the team.
Yep.
Ever, you know, so that was an achievement. He's also the captain, the coach, and the vice president. He's also scored the first double because he scored another try. So John Whittle.
Did he kick the first goal as well?
I don't think he was the kicker, but there was a guy his last name was Townsend. He kicked 4 from 4. So they've had pretty good start statistically to their existence. But good on the Bendigo Crushers. If you want to know more about them, look on the socials, because they're, you know, like, it's just great to get into their Facebook page and go, wow, you know, this is a team that started from nothing, I guess, you know. I don't know as much about them as some of the other new teams like Shepparton that came in that seemed to give a lot of information. They had a long lead in. You know, Shepparton were talking about it the year before they came in, the Eagles, but now we've got Bendigo in the rugby league family. So good on you guys. Now, Crookwell Green Devils news. They're like not quite Snowy River Bears, but we're getting there when it comes to. They've actually got, like I said, we always want to highlight a lot of bunch of things that are going on in the communities. There's a lot that goes on. So I apologise if I've missed stuff, because there's always like dinners on and charity things, charity games, stuff like that. What I like about the Crookwell Green Devils are having a charity dinner, but they've got something I don't know many other teams have. They've got an injured players fund.
Okay.
And proceeds to their charity dinner is going towards this injured players fund. And what it is it helps players. If you're injured, they cap the prices on injury. They'll pay the rest of the bill if it's large.
Okay, yeah.
They'll help out with rehabilitation, all that kind of stuff, and buying equipment if you need it, because you've hurt yourself and that kind of stuff. So I think a great idea for, like I said, small club. Probably the smaller the club, the more important these injured players clubs are, because you might not have a sponsor that can help out, or you might not have, someone out there that can assist you in some way or another. So 4 o'clock on Saturday at 9th of August at Crookwell Golf Club. It's $100 for two people.
That's pretty good.
And there's free beer and wine for 2 hours of that. So not that I'm encouraging drinking recklessly, but it seems like a pretty good deal. Nice roast, there's some entertainment, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. It'll be a really good day. I'd love to get there. Of course, I know what I'd be wearing if I did, but with a bow tie, just to look a bit formal. But yeah, good on Crookwell. And there's, like I said, like there's plenty of ones out there. Let us know if you've got one that you just want us to mention, because I'd love to. But that one particular, and let us know if there's any more injured players funds out there, because I think it's really good to put that out there.
I think a few old boys clubs, they sort of do the same sort of thing. They raise money for those type of moments. So well done.
That's great, because I always think of that. I see guys getting carted off, carried off, and that kind of stuff after rugby league games in the country, and I think, man, you guys then have to get up and go to work on Monday. You've got the lawn still has to be mowed if you've got one, and so it's hard stuff. It's not, you don't get the full rehab experience that you would if you're a professional. Now, Castlereagh League news. I was just scouring through the stats, and I came across Corey Cox, who plays for the Narromine Jets, who admittedly aren't, like, the Coolarroos are still undefeated there. So Narromine are they're coming third.
Yeah.
He has scored 19 tries in 10 games.
Wow.
So I had a look around the rest of the countryside. There's a few others doing okay, but that was clearly like a standout when it comes to, he actually had scored 19 tries in 9 games prior to the weekend, and didn't score on the weekend. So Corey Cox, like, I want to credit him. He's had 2 4-try hauls and one triple.
Just thinking out loud, we've got the Clayton Cup for the best first grades. How would maybe a top try scoring award or something for the most tries in country rugby league for the season in first grade? That could be a...
Read my mind, Paul. Yes. I was actually sitting there and I thought exactly the same thing, because I thought, you could just work it out as an average per game kind of thing, because some comps have different numbers of games played.
Yep.
But yeah, it'd be really easy to do, because you could just say clear, almost like a golden boot. I don't know what you call it in rugby league or country rugby league, but like a golden boot.
Glove, hand.
Golden hand, golden, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Let's get back to it.
Golden ball.
Golden ball.
Don't they have in European football, the Ballon d'Or or something?
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think it'd be a great idea, because, like I said, it's probably worth recognising these guys like Corey Cox and that. Maybe next year he won't score as many. So you want to sort of mark that, like, that was my year. I absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
And if you're near Narromine, you can watch a game of against the Jets play. I want to see him play. It'd be fantastic. And look, another one when it comes to raising money, Old Bar are really good at running their charity days. They have a few up there. They have one for Ben Dark early in the year. And then they have a charity cup every year. Now, I wanted to mention it because I also got a stat. This year's for the Starlight Foundation. They've got awesome jerseys. They do a jersey each year. It's on the Saturday, the 19th of July. So that's this Saturday. So if you're watching anywhere near the mid-north coast, it'll be a cracker of a day. And also, there's another thing that reminded me, they're another graveyard. The Old Bar Reserve is called the Graveyard. So we've now got Wellington, Old Bar and Curry are the 3 graveyards of Country Rugby League. Yeah. I reckon there's more out there.
Oh, there'd have to be for sure.
Yeah, but anyway, it's great ground out there. And I top time of year to go there. You're kind of near the beach. You're not really going to go for a swim, but you go for a walk along the beach before the game and then go watch the game play and that kind of thing. They've actually raised, like, did I say this already? They've raised, I don't think I have. No. In the past 5 years, they've raised $100,000 on their just their charity days.
That's fantastic.
So they pick, what I find interesting, it's a different way of doing it, they pick a different charity each year. So this year's a Starlight Foundation, but they've done it for the Cancer Council, McGrath Foundation and Can Assist, which is another kind of cancer charity. So good on Old Bar. They're a great community club up there. I kind of look at them as, I can't imagine they're the biggest club up there, but they punch above their weight.
Yeah, you'd think the two port clubs are the strong, or, you know,
yeah, like as in
resource-wise.
Yeah, like it's a small little country town, but geez, they keep churning out great initiatives, great ideas. I haven't seen for those who have been watching and listening for a while, they had a competition where you could design their jersey for the next 2 years, and I'm waiting to see the result. Like I really want to see who won, because I think it's all shut. Or maybe it's shut in. It's still not too late for us to get ours in, you know. So get the crayons out and start textures and stuff. So they've got great ideas up there as well. So that's my around the groups. But yeah, good on Old Bar.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers. Yeah.
Now you mentioned about the Bendigo Crushers.
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd go back to this style.
My Christmases have come at once. Yeah. For collectors, this would be like $5,000 jersey now, because people love buying this stuff, and I'd spend $4,000 or $5,000 on it. Look at that.
I don't know where this has been, but this is Josh Mason's Crushers jersey, and he just pulled it out the other day in one of the many boxes we've got in the storeroom.
Fantastic. It's got the sponsors on the back. There's a 3/4 sleeve, which I like.
I think it's a bit small to be Mario Fennick or Trevor Gilmeister's jersey, but
it might show his age, because he probably bought it when he was like that size.
Yeah, Danny Peacock maybe, Craig Teeman.
Yeah, Mario.
It'd be a bit small for Mario.
No.
That's no number on the back of it anyway. But
that is fantastic. Oh my God.
Bendigo Crushers. Now that is a Crushers jersey, the original Crushers jersey. There.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking there is a Crushers team up north in Queensland.
Is it? Is it Blackwater Crushers?
Yeah, it could be. We might be saying I can't think, but yeah, I thought there's not many around. So if you're forming a new team, go with it. I'm so glad Bendigo went with it. I don't know what they're crushing in Bendigo. Yeah. I always thought it was sugarcane for South Queensland.
I know they got the cannery in Shepparton and the fruit and all that. So maybe, who knows?
Crushing cans. Maybe it's all about recycling cans. They're crushing them, putting them in the little thing at your local Aldi or whatever. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, that's a treat. I'd put it on if otherwise, but I'd ruin it at the same time. Anyway.
All right. Big hits of the week. There was a few beauties, but here are 5 that we thought were pretty damn good. First up, Corey Mulhall, Gerringong Lions. Just a nice lifting, driving tackle. Nothing wrong with that. It was absolute ripper.
Yeah, nice and airborne. Bang. Beautiful.
Where are we off to next? Kai Miller, Collegians, under 18s here in Southern Sydney Comp. Just again lifted, just stopped him in his tracks because he was running hard, that ball carrier. It's a double whammy. Dan Melmoth and Ethan Cook of the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys here.
Oh, nice.
All very similar big hits so far, I've just realised.
Just getting them on the ground, on their back.
Josh Sainsbury, Albion Park, Oak Flats.
Damn.
That's like a car crash, that one.
He wanted to fight back, didn't he? Like, he was like, no, I'm not giving up on this.
Yeah. And finally, Joseph Shannon, Runaway Bay Seagulls. Head goes rocking back there. That was towards the end of this Grey Clash, Helensvale and Runaway Bay, and that last set, and that set in particular, all 5 tackles could have made the big hits.
Jesus. You think by then you're like, okay, the game's done, let's just chill, but far out. Good on them.
Yeah, there are big hits of the week. If you've seen better, let us know via contacts at BarTV Sports, or just drop us a DM on Instagram, Facebook, whatever else we're on, LinkedIn as well. Or just go to the website, YouTube. Also, if you're listening, Spotify and Apple, I assume they allow you to do comments. I'm not really into it that much, but
you'll find
work it out. Yeah. Post. Send us a letter.
Yeah, P.O. Box. No, we don't have like the old days. Stamped, self-suggest envelope.
It'll get to us by finals time. And just make sure on that letter you actually make a good description, because we've got to go through the footage and.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. If there's a time on the bottom, that's right, isn't it? You sort of go, let them know.
Yeah.
42nd minute, this happened.
We're crapping on now.
Yeah.
Let's get into the fixtures that's happening this weekend on BarTV Sports. We go to Canberra for round 14. Woden Valley's at home to Yass. Tuggeranong host West Belconnen, I should say. Queanbeyan Blues travel to Gungahlin, and Belconnen United take on Goulburn City. That is the feature match. If you're a Canberra Raiders supporter and you're watching this, the Raiders play at GIO a little later on. Turn up early, go to New South Wales Rugby League HQ and watch the Belconnen United Sharks take on Goulburn City, then walk up to Bruce and watch the game.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. You just you might not bother going to the NRL game.
Yeah.
So that was too good. Let's just go back to the pub. Illawarra, round 11. We've got De La Salle playing Thurul. This will be the game. Collies versus West. That'll be a cracker. And Coromel are up against Dafto.
Yeah, that's the feature match, Collies and West.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting.
Group 9, round 12. Gunda Guys at home to Tumut. Brothers host Albury. That is the Challenge Cup match.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe Brothers have 60 and a half star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll. I like how they go there when they go through when Brothers are playing, because that'll give Brothers something to fight for.
The rest of round 12, Group 9, is South City host Kangaroos, Cootamundra at home to Young, and Junee travel to take on Temora.
Fantastic. Now, Newcastle, round 14. Wests are up against Maitland. That'll be a cracker of a game as well. Curry hosting the entrance. Wyong are up against Lakes. Central v Cessnock. Another good, interesting one with Central at home and undefeated, or not undefeated, but 5 in a row. And Northern are up against hosting Macquarie.
Yeah, Central take on Wyong Wednesday night too, so they're going to have 3 games in the space of a week. Whether you're watching this Tuesday, this is recorded on Tuesday morning, so you're watching this, those games may have already been played, but a big week for Central.
Yeah, it will be, and maybe this is good for them to just keep playing footy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games in one go, but they might be just what they need.
Yeah. Where are we off to? Group 7, round 13. Milton Ulladulla host Gerringong. Albion Park and Shell Harbour, that'll be a cracker.
Yeah.
Stingrays host Nowra, and Kiama at home to Berry. Jamboree have the bye.
Yeah. Knock-on effect Cup round 20. We've got the Warriors at home against Norths. Canterbury playing Manly. Souths are at home to the Dragons. Wests are hosting Penrith. Newtown at home, their beautiful home, playing Sydney. And Canberra are hosting Parramatta.
Harvey Norman Premiership round 3. West Tigers at home to Wentworthville. Newcastle hosts South. That's at Cessnock. Cronulla and Penrith do battle. We've got Illawarra hosting Central Coast, and Parramatta take on the Mounties. And on Monday, you got Canterbury and St George playing at the New South Wales Centre of Excellence, 7 p.m.
Monday night footy.
Yeah.
Cracker Jack. Jersey Flag round 20. We've got Cronulla hosting Sydney. New Zealand are at home against Melbourne. Canterbury are playing against Manly. Souths are at home against the Dragons. Canberra V are playing Parramatta. West Tigers are hosting Penrith, and Newcastle are at home to the Silvertails.
Ron Massey Cup round 16. Mounties at home to Blacktown Workies. Canterbury and Right Eastwood do battle. Glebe host Penrith Brothers, and St Mary's take on Hills Bulls, with Wentworthville having the bye.
Beautiful. Now up to the sunny Sunshine Coast round 14. Maroochydore are hosting Biwa. Coolah are at home to Kawana. Noosa are home against Nambour. Stanley hosting Caboolture, with Caloundra having the bye.
BRL round 16, West and Wynnum. That is the feature match. You got Redcliffe hosting South, and Valleys travel down to take on Logan.
Beauty. Now, Gold Coast round 13, Runaway Bay are up against Southport Helensvale v Tugan. Will be a good game, and Burleigh are hosting Currumbin. Another good one.
Yeah. Finally, Ipswich round 10, West End host Norths Tigers, and Redbank Plains at home to Ipswich Jets, and Fassy Fern and Brothers round out round 10 of Ipswich.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so they're all the fixtures on BarTV. As I said, we've got the French under-19s touring, East Coast of Australia at the moment, playing a couple of games. There's a game on Tuesday. It's probably happening if you're watching this now. And they'll take on the Knights under-18s on Saturday. It's going to be actually a big fun day up at Baddeley Park, Cessnock. You got the Harvey Norman's Premiership, Knights at home. Then you got the under-19s French team taking on the Knights Development, followed by Jersey Flegg Knights and Cavite Silktails.
Yeah, but probably the most multicultural regular season sort of afternoon we've had, really.
It'd be
French and the Fijians.
It'd be an interesting one for French and the Silktails. A bit of a culture shock going out to Cessnock, although the French players might be a little bit more at home with the Vineyards just up the road.
Yes, that's right. There might be some vignerons or sons of vignerons on the team. They could give us a little bit of an appraisal of the standard up that way. And I'm sure that, I don't know how you say mullet in French, moulet.
Yeah,
moulet,
that sounds right.
But I'm sure there's a few mullets sort of in the French culture.
So no, they're on BarTV, as I said, and there's also a catch-up game midweek to end RRL. Sorry, apologies. The teams that are playing on that game just absolutely blank at the moment, but just go to BarTV.
Check local guides.
Refresh. Yeah.
The good news is that you get those random games through the week, which I absolutely love. It's like that women's Harvey Norman Premiership game that's on Monday night footy. Fantastic. What more do you want? Canterbury and St George. Fantastic.
Perfect. All right, that's all from us on the CRL show. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've stayed right through. Thanks for supporting CRL.
Brilliant. Cheers.